Hello, television family. We have gathered in front of the warmth of our high-definition televisions or our computer screens, or whatever the case may be, as we gather once again for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is the 9th day of December, 2025, according to my calendar. That makes it Tuesday. It is 45 degrees outside. We hit 47 yesterday, right before midnight. This is what's going on. Now, we still have that atmospheric river out there, but for today and today only, we're going to get a little bit of a respite. In fact, we'll have some sunshine for most of the day. It's dipped down to the south. It's heading over central Oregon right now, that atmospheric river. And then late in the afternoon, early evening, it's going to come whoop right back up, and torrential rains in the forecast for tonight, Wednesday. Extremely warm temperatures. We're probably not going to break a record high today. We'll come close, but probably not going to break the record high. But we're going to break record highs on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and quite possibly Saturday. Some of these records have been of long standing. They're going to go by the wayside. Very warm, very wet. Keeping a close eye on the Antioch River, the Wenatchee River, the Icicle. Those banks are going to get filled up. It's going to rain to beat the band up in the Cascades. I mean, the snow level is going to be like 6,000 feet. Heavy rain later on tonight into Wednesday and into Wednesday night before we start drying out on Thursday. All those important weather details are coming up. It was an extremely busy day in the newsroom yesterday. I know. I was there. We have a lot of news to get to, of course. Sports, we'll talk a bit of the Seattle Kraken. Boy, they've hit a rough spot. Remember, they were like the hottest team in the NHL a month ago. Not anymore. Minnesota beat them yesterday. We'll have hockey talk, by the way, with Austin Draude from the Wenatchee Wild. We'll have that in the back half of the program. You can't tell, but the chair is next to me. We chroma keyed it out. A little shop talk. We do it every Tuesday. We talk to Austin Draude from the Wenatchee Wild, and the usual shenanigans apply. We probably have some pretty good cameras out there. Let's take a look at what we have on this Tuesday morning. Keep in mind, we're still over half an hour from sunrise. These days are getting pretty short. Losing about 2 minutes of daylight a day. Sunrise isn't until 7:37 officially this morning. Sunset 4:10, 8 hours and 33 minutes. Pretty easy for me to add that up. So we're going to catch a little bit of a break today. Again, we hit 47 yesterday, and that was just before midnight. And the flood watch, by the way, remains in effect until Thursday afternoon. From the roof of the Cascadian, looking to the south, there's the big Widener apartment home construction crane. Get used to it. Almost everybody can see that. I mentioned that the Widener apartment complex that's under construction is going to be 6 stories high, and then an additional little clubhouse gondola on top of that. So it's going to be very tall, and it's going to take up a whole city block. It's going to be pretty spectacular when it's all said and done, but it's not going to be till spring of 2027. That, my friends, is Leavenworth. Good morning to Leavenworth. We can make it out because you can see all the lights on Front Street in Leavenworth. Beautiful deal up there. Leavenworth is going to get a lot of rain too. Basically, if you live along the east slopes of the Cascade, you're going to get the most amount of rain. Right at the summit of the Cascades, they're talking 6 to 8 inches of rain. There's going to be major snowmelt on the major mountain passes. Unfortunately, probably Mission Ridge is going to get some rain as well. That's the monitor camera looking out towards Cashmere. You can see a pretty good roll of commute. A lot of people, of course, live in the Upper Valley, in Leavenworth, Peshastin, Dryden, Cashmere, what have you. But they take care of their business. Their jobs are located here in the Wenatchee Valley. That's the commute for those folks heading into the big city from the Cashmere monitor area. Nice view there. So we're going to catch a break today for the most part. We're going to have sunshine for most of the day today, and then mid to late afternoon, you'll see the clouds coming in. It will be breezy today, but we still have a couple of slides to show for you. First of all, the flood watch is still underway for Chelan County. The amount of rain that the eastern slopes are going to get is just crazy. 3 to 7 inches of rain as the atmospheric river comes up from Oregon. Again, it moved down to Oregon during the overnight hours, but by the end of the day today, it's going to be right back. It's going to lift north and go right over the top of us. So get ready for some significant rains and some big time snow melts. And if you live anywhere near a stream, again, especially, they mentioned this specifically in the forecast, the Antioch River and the Wenatchee River is going to see, going to get up there pretty good. Every Tuesday, we check in with our friends at the Climate Prediction Center. Gee, Guess what? The extended forecast through Thursday of next week. This starts on Sunday, takes us through Thursday of next week. We have a very good chance, about a 70% chance of seeing warmer than normal temperatures, and we have about a 90% chance of seeing wetter than normal conditions. This period of unseasonably warm and wet weather is going to continue. Our overnight lows are going to be considerably higher than our normal afternoon highs. Our normal afternoon high is 35. We're going to have overnight lows in the 40s. I kid you not. From our friends at Colonial Vista, your forecast looks something like this. The one thing we didn't really show you there, it's going to be a little breezy at times today. Outside of that, sunshine in the morning, increasing clouds. By the end of the day today, we're going to have about a 30% chance of rain. And we'll top off at 49. The record high on this state is 52. We have an outside chance of getting that, but I don't think we're going to get it. Rain is going to start about 8 o'clock tonight, and it's not going to stop until Wednesday night. Heavy rain, between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch of rain in the valley. Other locations are going to see even more rain, and look at the overnight low, 39. Record high temperature for Wednesday the 10th, 51 degrees, set back at 1967. That is going to be broken in a big way tomorrow. 56 degrees, our forecast high, so we're going to blast by the record high temperature for December 10th. We're going to do it again on Thursday. By the way, it's going to rain all day Wednesday and Wednesday night. Can't forget about that. Thursday, the record high temperature was set 4 years ago at 51 degrees. We're going to get past that at 53 degrees. By the way, we'll see some sunshine in the afternoon on Thursday. And then the last of the atmospheric rivers leave us Thursday night, but the warm temperatures do not. Our record high temperature on Friday is 50 degrees, set back in 1995. The forecast high is 54, and the record high temperature for Saturday, 53. Might not get there on Saturday, but close to a record today. Record high temperature Wednesday, record high temperature Thursday, record high temperature on Friday. We've already set 2 record high temperatures for this month already. It's going to be one of the warmest Decembers on record and one of the wettest Decembers on record. Without snow. Again, the rain will return mid to late afternoon. By 8 o'clock, it'll be back, and it's going to rain all night tonight into Wednesday before it finally tapers off on Wednesday night. It's going to be wet. We're going to take a break and come back with the news, and there's a lot of it. You're watching a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Order ready for Susan?
During the holiday rush, those might be the best words you can hear all week. At Abby's, you get a night off from cooking, a place to gather with family, and easy holiday catering that everybody loves. For legendary pizza and hospitality, visit abby's.com. Aloha and Melikaliki Maka from Abby's. End your year with a tropical twist. Our big Hawaiian pizza at a legendary holiday price. Plus, earn $5, $10, $20 or more in free pizza with our holiday gift card offer. Abby's, a legendary holiday pizza tradition.
High clouds, 45 degrees. Will be dry and windy today as the day progresses, especially by late afternoon. The clouds will be returning, unseasonably warm temperatures. The rain comes back in a big way overnight tonight, all day Wednesday. We start drying out Wednesday night. Record high temperatures, definitely within the realm of possibility Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's about 11 minutes after the hour. Law enforcement investigating an SUV found in the Columbia River have recovered the body of the Antioch man who's been missing since last week. The Washington State Patrol on Monday shut down Highway 97A near milepost 211, just south of Antioch, after they discovered a white Nissan Pathfinder fully submerged in the water of the river along the northbound lane just after 11 a.m. yesterday. Inside the car, they found the body of Justin Lasater, a 24-year-old man last seen on December 2nd as he was traveling from Wenatchee back to his hometown of Antioch. He was belted into the driver's seat. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies have been looking for Lasater since he reported disappearance on the 2nd of December. The State Patrol says is still seeking clues as to what could have caused his vehicle to veer off the highway and end up in the Columbia River. Douglas County Sheriff is going to retire. He's going to retire next year before his term ends. That means his office will be open for an interim appointment. Sheriff Kevin Morris has held the top law enforcement job for Douglas County, 44,000 residents. He's had the gig since 2018. He's 52 years old, and he announced yesterday he's going to retire from the department effective on March 1st. He was first elevated from undersheriff to sheriff. He replaced Harvey Jesdahl, and then he won election for the first time the following year, and then in 2022 he was reelected without opposition. Morris's departure means Douglas County commissioners are going to have the option to appoint an interim sheriff ahead of the November election in 2026. Wenatchee Valley's largest health care provider has agreed to repay more than $1.8 million to patients whose medical costs should have been covered by charity care but weren't. The refunds affecting more than 4,700 patients were paid out after investigation by Washington Attorney General Nick Brown. It found that Confluence should have offered financial assistance to low-income patients under Washington's Charity Care Act. Between 2021 and 2024, the investigation found that Confluence did not reimburse patients who were approved for charity care after they paid their bills. The hospital system issued refunds to those patients with 12% interest to help settle the matter. Now, Confluence did not admit to breaking any laws, but they did acknowledge that it did not adhere to its own charity care policy. Brown's office filed a declaration yesterday in Chelan County Court. It will not seek to sue Confluence Health under the Consumer Protection Act. The Chelan Douglas Health District has reached a proposed $1.3 million settlement with patients whose private health information was compromised in a data breach more than 4 years ago. The health agency for the two-county area experienced a computer intrusion in July of 2021 that allowed hackers to make off with data belonging to about 188,000 people. Two local health district clients sued. It was a class action lawsuit on behalf of those affected. And the Chelan County Judge, Kristen Ferreira, she initially rejected their claims, but the Washington Court of Appeals overturned that decision and reinstated the lawsuit last year. Court records show the health district underwent mediation with the plaintiffs back in June, and its governing board of health voted in favor of the settlement in October. Individual patients stand to claim up to $5,000 each for proven financial losses, plus up to $599 additionally. The settlement still must be signed off by a Chelan County judge. East Wenatchee police say a man undergoing a mental health crisis fled from them on Friday and took refuge in the Columbia River. The 41-year-old man was reported to police just before 2 p.m. Allegedly, he was damaging the motel he was staying in. He was also sought on a warrant from another county. Police say when officers arrived, the man fled across Sunset Highway over the loop trail and then waded into the Columbia River, which is pretty cold. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department prepared to launch a boat to assist, but after about 20 minutes, the man agreed to come back ashore and be detained. East Wenatchee police say he was assessed at the Confluence Health Hospital, then cited for obstruction and released. Moses Lake teachers and students went back to class on Monday. The district and the teachers union apparently have come to a tentative contract agreement that happened on Friday. The teachers' strike began December 1st, lasted all school week. Moses Lake teachers have been working without a contract since June and asked the district to restore student programming and instructional time lost in budget cuts due to the district's $20 million budget shortfall last year. The tentative agreement is still subject to ratification by the Moses Lake Education Association before it becomes final. The district said more details of the agreement will be released following the union's general membership meeting, but they did not provide the actual date when the union is going to get together. And the Wenatchee Junior City Council formed a quorum Thursday for the third time since it was created earlier this year. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that the 7 high schoolers who make up the council and their 2 alternates continued their training to learn about the inner workings of their adult counterparts on Wenatchee's City Council. The Junior City Council is a new project headed by council members Charlie Atkinson and Mayra Navarra Gomez. It was adopted into the city code back in July, and the Junior City Council meetings began in October. After the meeting on Thursday, NCW Life and the World met with 3 members of the Junior Council to learn more about why they joined and what the experience has been like for them.
So far it's been an amazing experience. It's given me a lot of more information of just how our city works, and having small sessions that where we have guests come in and explain a little bit more about terms and things like that have helped me a lot, especially since I have taken our comparative government class. I've been able to connect a lot of things and put them into real life works and stuff like that. So it's been amazing. And then just being able to be more involved with my community has been an amazing experience too. Like I mentioned, last year I was in our comparative government class at the high school, and one of our assignments was to do civic engagement. And so I decided to attend a city council meeting, and here I introduced myself to Councilmember Atkinson after the meeting, and I asked him a question, which was how I could get more involved with my community, just because I felt like I wanted to broaden my involvement, just not at the high school. And he brought up how he wanted to start a junior city council, but he really needed a youth voice to support that, and I decided to hop right on, and I told him I was extremely interested in helping him do that, and I'm thankful that it was successful and we're here today. We don't typically, on an average day, we don't really think about all the behind the scenes work that goes on here in the city and all the people that manage it to make sure that it's running. And so I think having insights to all the different committees and people in charge who are working to make our city the amazing city that it is, that's been really interesting.
It's been really cool. It's been an amazing experience. I know that I'm making connections and that I'm getting involved in the community. It's something that I'm really interested in. I'm looking forward to being in politics when I'm older and the military, so I'm kind of working my way in that way, getting to know the codes and the language and what everything means, and so far I've felt like it's somewhere that I belong and like a community, so it's been a pretty great experience. I do know that I want to be in the Air Force, and what kind of comes with that is a lot of government, and it's something that I could do after I retire from the military. Safety I'm really interested in, and just like the codes and the laws of things, like I think the laws are really interesting to learn. It's been great. Being the chair, I get to be a little more immersed in the whole city experience, and it's been great. I get to have a couple meetings with Councilman Navarro and Councilman Atkinson before meetings, and I get to, have a little more say in like the direction that our city council is going. And it's been awesome to really get an understanding of how the city all works together. It's definitely something new for me. I'm not completely accustomed to like a leadership position like this in every way. I'm definitely a big supporter. I want to advocate, but this has definitely thrust me into a whole new way of leading, and it's been great. And I don't think Mr. Poyer, Mayor Poyer, has an easy job up there at all. It's stressful in the best way possible, most definitely. And it gets me excited, and it makes me feel like I am, in the Junior City Council in general, just a feeling of something greater than myself, for sure. And now you know what the heck is going on around here, and if you want to continue to do that,
You can watch the show that was originally called What the Heck is Going On Around Here before we came to our senses and changed it to the NCW Life Evening News. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television, the traditional on-air times. 5, 6, and 10, but you can watch the news whenever you want to. Starting at 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday, our news will be posted on our YouTube page, on our homepage, links to our Facebook page. If you got Roku, we're on that. If you got the Amazon Fire, we're on that. If you got, well, it's on the screen there. We got it. We even have an app. Pretty darn proud of it. News tips, please, we'd love to hear from you. News@ncwlife.com. We've gotten some big stories from you, the viewers. News@ncwlife.com if you think something out there warrants our attention. Sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and Hockey Talk with Austin Draude. It's all coming up. You're watching a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
When flooding hit Serve Wenatchee, their office in Fresh Hope Market were devastated. But their mission to help prevent homelessness in this valley hasn't stopped, and neither will we. I'm Todd McLaughlin, General Manager at Apple Valley Honda. Now through the end of the year, we're donating $25 to Serve Wenatchee every time someone takes a test drive. And if you happen to buy a vehicle, we'll give an additional $100 in your name. Because when our neighbors are in need, this community steps up, and we're proud to be part of that.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Sports at 23 minutes after the hour. The Minnesota Wild scored 3 goals in the third period. 2 of those were empty netters at the very end of the game, and they rolled away from the Seattle Kraken last night. 4-1 was the final at Climate Pledge Arena. So the Kraken are now 0-5-1, and their last 6 games are now 11-10-6 for the season.
Now it does come back out to the neutral zone. Marchment lost his stick, has to head to the bench as Minnesota quickly comes back. Boldy ships it past Montour to the corner. Takes it behind the net. Centering pass in front, they score! 1-0 Minnesota.
Well, hustle play here, and Boldy keeps the play alive, but he just throws this to the opposite into space. He knows that Eriksson Ek is moving towards the middle behind Stevenson, doesn't actually know where Eriksson Ek is at that moment. So perfectly placed puck. You see the eyes being deceptive there. He ends up sliding it into a space and sends that one underneath Grubauer.
19.
Hey, you look at the first opportunity the Kraken had. They did get a couple of opportunities and shots in on Gustafsson. Need to keep moving the puck quickly, though.
Vince Dunn at the blue line. He'll wind, fake a shot. McCann swings it over. Opportunity in front. The foot, and they score! Jordan Eberle got it. We're tied at 1.
Puck moving quickly here, pushes it back, watches it goes across. You do one seam pass, second one goes through. right on the tape to Everly, and we talk all the time, you're on the penalty kill. One seam pass is okay. The second one is usually into the back of the net. You can allow one, not the second one.
Erickson Ek swings it over to Brodin. Ahead to Boldy. He'll dump it to the corner. Lindgren there for Seattle. Unable to get it out. A centering pass. It goes in. Johansson, it looked like just kind of didn't even have his back facing the puck, and it hit him and rolled in. And it's a 2-1 hockey game.
There's the opportunity. Doesn't get out, trying to throw it up the wall. There's the float towards the net from Erickson Ek on the backhand, and Johansson out in front. Tip through the legs, into the air, up over the shoulder. Nothing Grubauer can do on that one, as that puck looks to be going into the body of Johansson. He does an excellent job of.
Johansson's 9th of the year, and you're right, JT. I thought he just had to go off his body, but he jumped in there and got a stick on it. Here's a chance for Seattle. They score!
Cartier's stick was above. Let's take a look. Watches that puck's up.
Yep. Comes the announcement.
After reviewing the play, the call yes is confirmed. We have no goal.
It's a tough play there for.
So cross check there. Crowd didn't like that. Puck squirts free. It comes in front. Backhand clear. Length of the ice. It will be into the net for an empty net goal. 3-1 hockey game. Minnesota on top by 2 with 1:15 left.
Down in the corner. The cross check going through it. Nico Sturm finds Kaprizov right in the slot for the backhand turnaround that ends up going into the empty 4x6, but it was Everly took a good 2 or 3 cross checks high in the upper back section before going down. And
then Kaprizov just saucered one the length of the ice. Grubauer's going to go to the bench again, down 3-1. 1:05 to go. Faberl on the boards. Empty net at the other end. 4-1 hockey game. Tarasenko nails the empty netter. And if there was any doubt, no more.
Kraken have to pull the goaltender again. A quick little play through. The pressure is perfect. Right through the middle.
And that will just about do it. 4-1 the final. The Minnesota Wild skate away to the win. Kraken winless now in their last 6 at 0-5-1. Strong night by Philip Grubauer in goal, though, JT.
Next up for the Wild, they got the Kings from LA in town on Wednesday. It'll be the first time these two teams have played this season. But after Wednesday, the Kraken and Kings don't play in Seattle again until April 13th. It's the nature of the schedule. Prep girls basketball, here's your schedule for today. Almost all of these are girls-boys doubleheaders. It makes sense. They can share the same bus, saves transportation costs, all that good stuff. So here you go. It's Bruce at 6 o'clock. In fact, they're all 6 o'clock tip-offs except for the last 2. Ellisburg at Eastmont and Hanford at Moses Lake. And those are not, by the way, boys and girls doubleheaders, the Ellisburg, Eastmont, Hanford, and Moses Lake. But all the rest of them that you see there are, in fact, girls, boys doubleheaders. That's the prep girls basketball schedule today. The boys, pretty similar. Cascade Christian Academy will be at Pateros at 6, Garden City Academy at Soap Lake at 6, and Moses Lake will be at Ellensburg at 7 o'clock in boys basketball. All the rest are 7:30 tip-off, and all the rest are the second half of a boys-girls doubleheader, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. For all of you folks in Tanzania, I want to wish you a happy Republic Day in Tanzania today. It's World Techno Day. It's World Llama Day. It's National Pastry Day, but today is December 9th. And if you're sending out Christmas cards, today is a good day to mail it, because if you're sending out Christmas cards, you want the people who are receiving your Christmas cards to have them in enough time to show them, put them on the mantle. Some people hang them up on their Christmas tree. I mean, what's the point of getting a Christmas card on the 23rd, right? So get your Christmas card in the mail and thank Sir Henry Cole and Victorian England. In 1843, Sir Henry Cole was a very popular guy. It was cheap to mail letters in Great Britain in the mid-1850s, and Sir Henry Cole got a lot of letters, and to not respond to letters and correspondence was rude. Still is, come to think of it. And he said, there's no way I can reply to all of these letters without, I just can't do it. He'd get hundreds and hundreds of them, so he came up with the idea of the pre-printed Christmas card. He went to a friend of his. They used a heavy cardboard stock. They put some artwork on it. They made it look real nice. And then Henry could simply sign to whatever, and everything else would be engraved. So the London printer would engrave on these thousands of copies on this heavy stock, Merry Christmas from, and then he would simply sign the bottom of it. Thus the Christmas card was born. It was because Sir Henry Cole didn't want to handwrite hundreds and hundreds of Christmas cards. So he had them made himself. Thanks, Henry. Today is National Christmas Card Day today. 31 minutes after the hour, his name was Walter Lidgett. He was a newspaper editor and publisher in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and he had the goods on all the politicians in Minnesota who were in bed with the mob, specifically the Blumenfeld crime family and various Minnesota politicians were in bed together. Walter Lidgett wrote about it. He had the nerve to expose all the local politicians in the Twin Cities who had ties to Isidore Blumenfeld, who was the head of the largest organized crime family in Minnesota. Blumenfeld got tired of all the articles, so he tried to bribe Walter Lidgett into not publishing his stories anymore. Lidgett said no, and so Blumenfeld had Lidgett beat up. He had all of his henchmen and captains beat the crap out of him. Even that didn't work. He kept writing his exposés, and so on this date 90 years ago today, Isidore Blumenfeld and his cohorts shot Walter Lidgett to death outside of his apartment in downtown Minneapolis with submachine guns. They cut him to pieces. There were 4 or 5 witnesses, including Walter Lidgett's wife. But when they went to trial for the murder of Walter Lidgett, all of a sudden everybody got amnesia and he was acquitted of just outright murder. You know how these things work. We know who you are. We know where you live. If you testify against us, we will find you. That's the way it was 90 years ago today. It wasn't supposed to work, but 60 years ago today, A Charlie Brown Christmas debuted on CBS on this date in 1965. It's 60 years old today. Coca-Cola was the ones who approached Charles Schulz and CBS. It was there, they solicited the show. They said, if you want to bring Charles Schulz's iconic cartoon characters to life in a cartoon, we'll pay for it. Well, he'll pay for it anyway, and we'll sponsor it. It took about 6 months. It's a cartoon. After all, it takes a long time. And about a week before it was supposed to air, they held a screening for the executives of Coca-Cola and CBS. And CBS said, this sucks. They hated almost everything about A Charlie Brown Christmas. They hated the music. Where's the laugh track? This is the 60s. You put a laugh track in it. Why are there kid voices? Why didn't you hire adults? How come the animation is so bad? You can't have Linus reading from the Bible. Can't be having that. But they wanted to make wholesale changes, CBS did, to the cartoon of Charlie Brown's Christmas, but it was only a couple of weeks before it was supposed to air. You can't make any changes. It's a cartoon. CBS said, well, I guess we're going to have to air it as is, even though we don't like it. Turns out America loves it. I don't know anybody who doesn't love A Charlie Brown Christmas, which was first televised on this state 60 years ago today. And say goodbye to smallpox. Before they eradicated smallpox with the vaccine, if you got it, you had about a 30% chance of dying. But on this date, in 1979, the World Health Organization certified that smallpox is dead. Now, there's still the virus is out there. They have them in labs. Hopefully, nobody will break that vial. Birthday. She scared the little bejesus out of a whole generation of kids. I'll get you, and your little dog, too. The woman who played the Wicked Witch of the West, Margaret Hamilton, who was nothing like her character, as you might imagine. She was a school teacher, for crying out loud. But boy, scared me when I was 7 or 8 years old. Margaret Hamilton, born in the state in 1902. My favorite speaker of the House of Representatives back in the day, Tip O'Neill. Of course, didn't come up with it, but popularized the term all politics is local, which is true. The real day-to-day political decisions as far as ordinances and laws are really made by your local folks. Tip O'Neill, born in the state in 1912. The legendary Kirk Douglas, who lived to be 103 years old. Pretty impressive, and one of the first actors to produce his own material. He didn't want to work in the studio system, and he didn't. Kirk Douglas, born in the state in 1916. The legendary Dick Buckus, a lot of people think he's still one of the greatest linebackers ever. He had a reputation, as you might imagine. Somebody once asked him, "Are you really a tough and dirty player, as they say?" And he goes, "No, only if it's an important game, like a NFL game." And finally, happy birthday to John Malkovich, one of my favorite actors. Whenever I'm channel flipping and a movie that's on with John Malkovich is on it, I'm going to stop and watch. He's 72 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Probably don't need to turn on your heater a great deal with record high temperatures for the rest of the week, but you know it's going to get cold. When it does cold, when it gets cold, make sure your system can handle it. Give Alpine Air a call. An opinion from Mike Mad Dog Minotti, and then it's Tuesday. Hockey Talk with Austin Draude for the Wenatchee Wild. Coming up, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. And I was once asked, in the world's history, what group of people have been the most persecuted and oppressed? And I said the Jews. And although I was close, I wasn't correct. The right answer is women. Throughout human history, often unfortunately supported by a misogynist interpretation of Scripture, women have been oppressed, abused, and relegated to a subservient position in our society. Now, although this situation has improved, this insecure, male-driven attitude still continues, and what also continues is the oppression of our female counterparts is often blamed on God, who would be posting shaking my head on Facebook if God actually had a Facebook account. He doesn't, does he? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
The holiday season is here, and life is hectic. Let Merry Maids help simplify yours. You expect a lot, and Merry Maids delivers more. They'll make your home or business sparkle for holiday parties, special events, and family gatherings. They'll customize the cleaning to fit your needs and your budget. Merry Maids are cleaning experts. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Best of all, your satisfaction is always guaranteed. Visit online, merrymaids.com, and call for a free estimate. Then you can relax. It's done.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new mid-size Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Every Tuesday, authorities permitting, of course, Austin Draude, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, pays us a visit to talk about Wild hockey. Big trip, 3 games in 3 days in Alberta. Lethbridge on Friday. We were in Medicine Hat on Saturday and up to Calgary on Sunday. I watched, we lost to Lethbridge 2-1, by the way. I watched the highlights of that, I believe, Sunday morning. We should have won that one. We should have taken Lethbridge. We outplayed them.
That was a game that was definitely a gettable game for us. Some bounces that didn't go our way, a few opportunities that we should have capitalized on and didn't take care of. So that was one that we probably could have and should have gotten. But Lethbridge played an outstanding game. We caught Leif Oten on a really good night for him. Made 36 saves. Probably could have used a few more of those really good scoring chances instead of get some great shots instead of some good ones. But it's something we can learn from. And the following night we ran into a Medicine Hat team that they're built for another long run this season. They've got a lot of players on NHL radars right now, and that's a heavy hitting team that I think this group at this time probably wasn't quite 100% lined up to take on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it Medicine Hat that won the cup last year?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're loaded for bear and going to take another run at it.
They brought in some really talented Americans this year. They had one American on their team last year. Brought in some really talented ones with the rules changes this year, and they brought back a bunch of guys. They had 15 players on that roster who were on the roster at the Memorial Cup last year. 13 of those players actually played a game in the tournament. So it's not just going out and sniping a few Americans, bringing them up to the Western Hockey League. They brought back a lot from last year, and they had the talent in the pipeline to bring in and try to make another run at it this year.
And then, by the way, it was Teddy Bear Toss Friday night in Lethbridge, Saturday night in Medicine Hat, and then Sunday night in Calgary. The good news is that the fans of the Hitmen didn't get to throw their teddy bears on the ice until late in the third period.
Most of them.
Yeah. Most of them.
You'll see why here in a sec.
As usual, as we do this, Austin, I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in the studio as we roll highlights of the victory over Calgary. You folks at home, please use your televisions.
Well, it starts out with a drive down the ice, and Hayden Scholar hooked as he gets to the net. Josh Fluker trying to tie him up, trying to get ahead of him. Would have gladly taken 2 minutes in the box, but that brings up a penalty shot for Hayden Scholar, and Tobias Tversnik with one of his trademark saves over to his right. Another skate stop off the post. The point, the signal was to center ice for the penalty shot. That brought a few of the Bears onto the ice. Everybody didn't wait until you hear the goal horn, so they had to wait a couple minutes before they could fire up the shot. This shot fired up top by Boston Tate. No red light, no problem. It hits the back bar at the top. Nary a ripple of the net or a red light. Take another look at this one. Just inside underneath the roof, but you can clearly see it gets well underneath the crossbar, and that makes it a 1-0 game. Boston Tate's first WHL goal. More on him in a moment after Kalen Miles' first WHL assist. Luka Sherbina might be shoveling snow later in the winter. How about shoveling pucks to the net on this night in Calgary? His 13th of the year. That makes it 2-0. Wild going to the third period, still with the shutout intact. I shouldn't have used that word, should I? Chance in front, scraped away. Still scrapping for it. Puck is still caught. Can the Wild clear it? Not quite. This one goes down the wall, and a pass right to the front of the net. Ethan Miles, miles of smiles all across Scotiabank Saddledome. He sends that one to the top of the net, and for the latest, actually put that one in the bottom of the net, latest chance ever for the Calgary Hitmen fans to throw their Bears onto the ice. All 26,000 of them. It's snowing in Calgary. Look at those giant flake. No, those are teddy bears.
How long was the delay, by the way?
A half-hour delay to clean up the teddy bears. All it did was give the Wild a breather. Long toss, Zane Torrey up top, my man, 3-1. Wenatchee in the lead, off an outlet pass from who else? Boston Tate. And the Wild up by a couple once more.
And
that
now
one just
things get a little nerve-wracking.
That one just a minute and 20 seconds after the delay. And this one cleared down ice off a long carom. And Calgary going to give it their best shot. They know they're running out of time. They know they need a quick goal. And Andrei Molgachev, I want it. I got it. 22.1 to go in the third period. They would reset a little bit of time onto the clock to put it at 23.3 seconds remaining. Maybe have not needed that extra poke after all. But time running out. The Hitmen through the kitchen sink and all the plumbing underneath it at the Wild in the third period. 17 shots to 4 in the final 20 minutes. They needed 18. They had to settle for 17. They needed 3 goals. They had to settle for 2. And the Wild win at 3-2. Grab their second win on the road this season, and they do it against a really good Calgary team in front of an NHL-sized crowd. 16,538 yesterday. A quarter of the NHL teams don't draw that on average, and obviously the average is a little bit higher for Calgary. That means several games this year have been lower than that.
I know you spent your time up on the catwalk at Calgary, so it's a long way to get from where you're broadcasting from down to the locker room of the clubhouse, but that must have been a pretty happy clubhouse on Sunday night.
It was a pretty happy group coming back onto the bus. By the time I got back down there, we were about 40 minutes removed from the end of the game, so most of the team was already on the bus or just loading the last bags onto the bus. But judging from the noise in the back of the bus until we got to about Cranbrook last night, it was a pretty happy bus.
So was Boston Tate. He got pretty exciting news yesterday. This is just a kid, but he's good. Talk about Mr. Tate and the hardware he took home.
Yeah, Boston Tate actually showing off the wares from one of the first wins against Penticton earlier this year. Picks up his Rookie of the Week honor from the Western Hockey League. 4 games this past week, 4 points in that stretch, and his second career multi-point game on Sunday against Calgary. His first one was actually against Victoria back in early October. Had a couple of assists in that game when we were not able to pick up against the Royals.
Rookie of the Week award for the entire WHL. How does that process work? Coaches nominate, or the league just says, it's you, Boston?
The league goes through all of the rookies during the week, and they keep a good track on who's having a good weekend, who's right up there on the list. And you see a player like Boston come through with his first Western Hockey League goal and throw some points up on the board in what was a very busy week for this group, a long few days up in Alberta. Certainly a deserving honor for Boston.
And it's called the Sandman Rookie of the Week after our mutual friend, Steve Sandman.
course.
Yeah, who was, of course, back in his high school days in the mid-'50s, was a great hockey player.
And, of course, is a namesake of an entire hotel chain in Canada.
Exactly. So the man's a legend. When's Tobias going to get some love? The guy deserves it. I mean, as far as league-wide awards.
He's doing his best to get himself there, but no, he played an outstanding game on Sunday. Had 46 saves in that game against Calgary, but we need to get him a little bit of offense and pick him up a few wins, string those together, and then we'll talk about awards for Tobias. Not that he doesn't deserve one.
I'll make a couple of phone calls to the commissioner's office. Let's talk health. We've had every team in the WHL, any hockey team anywhere, is going to deal with injuries. It's a physical sport. It's the nature of the beast. Where are we sitting on right now, especially from our defensive standpoint?
Yeah, we got Dawson Seitz back in the lineup this past week. Matthias Sullivan is out week to week with an upper body injury there, but other than that, we had a full crew up in Canada this past week, and we brought Kalen Miles on out of the Northern Alberta Extreme Prep School program up there. He picked up his first assist setting up that goal for Lucas Urbina on Sunday, and he's still learning the physical nature of the Western Hockey League with all the 2 games of experience that he got this weekend. But he's 6'3", he's 193. Once he gets the lay of the land in front of the net, he's going to be a big physical presence. I think he's going to really help with that net front presence, and that tends to lead to a lot of goals when you got a good one.
The victory in Calgary might give us a little momentum. We got the Tri-City Americans in Wenatchee Friday night, and then we'll be in Kennewick on Saturday night. This is a good opportunity for them to string together 2, 3, maybe even 4 wins in a row now. This
will be a weekend where we can pick up some good momentum going into the road trip over to Everett and Seattle coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're taking on a Tri-City team. They're in 8th place, 9th place right now in the conference, but they've got a winning record right now. And part of the way they've been able to do it, you notice they've got one of the lowest ranked offenses in the league. They've got one of the best defenses in the league. So they're a group that can grind out a close, low-scoring game. They win a lot of close games. And we found out this past week that they've got an extra scoring threat at the other end of the ice in their goaltender, who scored his first goalie goal this past week. So no, they've got maybe the best goaltender in the league in Xavier Wentz. So they've got some talented players on that team, and if we're going to win some games against Tri-City this weekend, we may have to grind out some close ones. We're going to need some good goaltending and some good defense, some good shot blocking like we got on Sunday against Calgary. May have to go back to the tape and watch that one again to figure out how to remember how to grind out one of those close wins.
The Americans at the Town Toyota Center on Friday night. Then we head down to Kennewick at the Toyota Center on Saturday night to take on the Tri-City Americans again. And then here come the Silver Tips for a Sunday matinee.
Yeah, and Everett, we know they're a complete package. They've got one of the best goaltending tandems in the league. Raiden Legault grinched us last year. Anders Lee has got a couple shutouts on the year for Everett. So they've got an excellent goaltending tandem. They've got scoring up and down the lineup right now. They've got a lot of experience. They've got Carter Bear and Julius Miettinen back. Julius is one of the top scorers in the league, and Carter got their teddy bear toss goal this past weekend, 21 seconds into their game on Sunday. So it's a pretty talented team across the board, and it's a team that we'll need to be at our best to knock off, and that'll be right in the midst of the 5 and 6 stretch for our group. So taking care of the body, getting some good rest, and being ready to go from one night to the next, that's going to be critical.
What are you wearing to the office on Friday night?
Ugly sweater night. Ooh. I'll have an ugly sweater. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'm sure I can find something really ugly.
Well, nobody gets to see you because you're you're up in the crow's nest, so you can pretty much wear whatever you want. But that's the wing ding. That's the party on Friday night, right?
That's the party on Friday. Ugly sweater night. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. Just like last year, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has 1,000 ugly sweater scarves to hand out to our fans coming in the door, and they're similar to last year's scarves, which were really, really neat. So we're looking forward to that one. Ugly sweater contest during first intermission could net you $500, and Native Network has our kids in free tickets as well. So stop into the office or give us a call this week, and We'll get you hooked up with kids tickets for free thanks to our friends over at Native Network.
$500?
$500.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
What about what's happening on Sunday? It's a matinee. It'll be 4 o'clock as we'll drop the puck against Everett. What's happening there?
So that's our Teddy Bear Toss Day presented by People's Bank. So just like in Calgary and Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, bring your Bears. We'll score at some point. You'll throw your Bears onto the ice, and those will go to kids all across the area. A lot of them will go to the NCW Community Toy Drive, and it's also our Fred Meyer Sunday Fun Day promotion, our last one before the Christmas break.
Austin Draude, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, again to recap at home, Tri-Cities on Friday, 7 o'clock is when they'll drop the puck there. It'll be in Kennewick on Saturday, then a 4 o'clock matinee on Sunday with the Everett Silver Tips in town. WenatcheeWildHockey.com for tickets, WenatcheeWildHockey.com, or you can go to the Wild offices during regular business hours or the box office. And there you go. Thanks for dropping by, my friend.
Thank you.
We have what we call in the weather business lots of weather, and we'll tell you about it in a couple of minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days, because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you can rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,300.
Still 45 degrees. The clouds are hanging high. Ain't going to be for a while. The atmospheric river that gave us the first round of pretty active weather Sunday night into Monday, it has gone down south. It's giving Oregon all of that gooey good stuff. But guess what? Throughout the course of the day today, it's going to come right back north again. And by 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, it will be back. Heavy rain again. On the east slopes of the Cascades, 3 to 7 inches of rain in central Chelan County, 7 to 11 inches right on the crest. The snow level is going to be above 6,000 feet. Heavy rain in the mountain passes, and if you're anywhere near a stream, and they have specifically mentioned 2 of them, the Aniak River and the Wenatchee River, it's going to get real high real quick with the amount of rain that's coming. Again, the atmospheric river slid south overnight. It's coming back today. Your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This takes us from Sunday of this week to Thursday of next week. Warmer than normal, wetter than normal, and are you ready for some record-breaking high temperatures? Your forecast for the day today, sunshine for the most part. It's going to be breezy, but then the clouds will be thickening up, lowering down and increasing. And by sunset today, about 4 o'clock this afternoon, it will be cloudy, and then the rains will come at about 8 o'clock, and it's going to rain from 8 o'clock tonight until about 8 o'clock on Thursday morning. Non-stop rain, 3/4 of an inch of rain possible tonight, 1/2 an inch on Wednesday. Your high temperature tomorrow would be a record breaker by a bunch. You can see Wednesday, the record high temperature for December 10th, 51 degrees, set back in 1967. We're going to beat that. Record high temperature for Thursday, the 11th, 51 degrees. We're going to beat that. Record high temperature on Friday, 50 degrees. We're going to beat that. Warm and wet. And that is it for us. Be good, be safe. We'll see you Wednesday. Until then, bye-bye.